Hi everyone, Clownthony Knows Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Katy Perry album, Smile. This is the newest full-length LP from pop artist Katy Perry, which comes a few years after the spotty and sometimes too predictable Witness in 2017, a record in Perry's discography that had its moments even if it's not looked upon as favorably as, I don't know, Teenage Dream. Now, going into this new album, I wasn't really sure what to expect. Katy teased the hell out of this record with a range of singles that spanned back to last year and hit me with a mix of disgust and amazement. The singles also account for just under half the tracks of this 12-song, 37-minute album, her shortest project to date. Then came the title announcement with all of the clown imagery. I mean, I'm not afraid of clowns, obviously. Hee hee ha ha hoo hoo hoo. Hoo hoo hee hee ha ha hoo. I just wasn't sure how to read into it though. All I know is that as I went into this LP, I hoped that this would be like a concept or at least make more sense as I listened to all the tracks. And in a way, the album does feature some strong themes that play pretty clearly into the cover art and title. For track after track on this LP, Katy finds herself in a state of emotional anguish, confusion, distress. So as a result of that, we find her penning anthems about dancing through the pain like on Teary Eyes, or desperately seeking out relief like on Cry About It Later, or finally dwelling obsessively over the past like on Never Really Over. Katy is also historically well known for her self-empowerment jams, the rises and roars and fireworks of her catalog. We get another dose of that here, but in this case, it feels less like this is for you and instead this is for me because I'm going through some troubles. This is me growing up through the cracks right now on Daisies. This is my resilience that needs a pep talk at the moment on resilience. So there's definitely an angle to Smile, but while Katy seems to get more personal on the lyrical side, simultaneously, the album instrumentally and sonically has so little going for it. This is possibly the most forgettable set of tunes and instrumentals she's put her name to so far. Never Really Over with production from Zed was my favorite track going into this LP, with its grand pre-chorus, melodic yet manic vocal lines, as well as visceral EDM beats. Now, after having heard the album multiple times, it's still my favorite track and by a mile, which is not a good sign. Especially since this song is the opener, so everything kind of goes downhill from here. There are songs in the track list that I find to be pretty tolerable, but still a little uninspired. Cry About It Later is a groovy, nocturnal, throbbing piece of 80s synth pop, complete with slick and somewhat sinister synth layers, along with a bridge that features a dazzling guitar solo and daft punky vocal manipulations. But there are so many artists doing the 80s throwback thing right now, it might as well just be a current day sound. Whether that be Carly Rae, or the new Miley single, or the latest Weeknd album, it's kind of a stale move at this point, and I don't think Katy's approach on this particular track is all that bold. We then have Teary Eyes, which is a generic piece of dance pop with super dreamy synth chords, as well as one of the most annoying chorus lines on the entire record. Just keep on dancing with those teary eyes. Just keep on dancing with those teary eyes. Which at one point is redone with one of those overblown millennial whoa-oh-whoa-oh-oh-oh choruses. Daisies is a mix of dramatic acoustic guitar balladry and progressively building EDM beats and synths. Not a terrible Perseverance anthem, but is it one of Katy's best in this lane? I don't think so. The following, Resilience, kind of scratches the same itch but comes off more like a therapy session than a song. Plus, all of the synthetic faux orchestral staccato instrumentation is just really tacky. Not quite as tacky, though, as the interpolation of na 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 hey 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 goodbye on Not the End of the World. Great in concept. I appreciate the sentiment of the song. See the silver lining in the dark clouds of your life. Whatever's bothering you is not the end of the world. You can take a frown and turn it all the way around, turn it all the way around, all the way around. But the delivery method just seems off. The song reads like a serious mental health moment while sounding like something from, I don't know, the Hunger Games soundtrack. The title track is a nice pick-me-up in the middle of the record, which, when I I first heard it as a single, I thought it was a kind of generic piece of 90s dance pop, complete with DJ cuts and horn hits, which of course it still is, but in the context of the record, it still comes out ahead as one of the better tunes here. Champagne Problems, if there are any standout characteristics of this track, it might just be the slick electro disco infused production. Then following that, we have Tucked, which is horrendously derivative. It sounds like a blatant combination of the Cardigans' Love Fool and Kylie Minogue's Can't Get You Out of My Head, if there ever could be such a combo. Then the final leg of the record is pretty weak, in my opinion. Harley's in Hawaii, which is one of my least favorite Katy Perry singles of all time, still is, though I will say its escapism does make a bit more sense in the context of this somewhat sad record. Still doesn't change that this is one of the tackiest choruses and songs that Katy has done to date. Riding Harleys in Hawaii, 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 why? Then the closing track, What Makes a Woman, starts off like a very quaint guitar ballad, lovely vocals, lovely finger picking, bit of a country twist, but then instantly Katy and her producers start dropping these driving dance beats. We're also subjected to lyrical potholes such as I need tissues for my issues and band-aids for my heart. The ending of the track is pretty abrupt too, and narratively I failed to see how the song backs up or reinforces anything else on the record. Is this where all of these themes of unhappiness and mental health were pointing to, a song with a very narrow view of the mystique of womanhood? So at this point, I feel pretty confident in saying that this is Katy Perry's weakest album to date, through a pretty clear combination of weak, cliched production, a total lack of any ideas that are exciting, new, refreshing, and pretty uninteresting songwriting. Feeling a strong 3 to a light 4 on this one. Transition, have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like, please subscribe, and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, music forever.